Oh,
I
I
have
see.
to, yeah. So tomorrow I will sort this out and give both of you the password so that it works.
Okay.
It's working. It's working from my side.
Yeah, it's showing the YouTube
Yes.
thing is flashing on the top.
Yes. So now we are live. So I will close
Okay.
this and now, okay, so it's sorted. It's live now. So all you have to do, Mataji, is just show all the verses and then make
Yes.
Amog. So take the rights from me. You become the host again. Take the rights from me.
Okay, let me go back to participants and
Yeah.
make myself the host.
Yes.
Reclaim host, which I've
Yes.
done.
Yeah. Perfect. Now you can share your screen, all the verses, and then when Amog Prabhuji joins, you make him host.
Yes.
And when it ends, you press the leave button or the end button for all. That's it.
Right. Let me see if you can see are there any verses on the screen?
I can, yes.
Yeah. Oh, the verses are showing?
Yes, it's showing
Oh,
chapter
good.
29 explanation. The heading is showing. And as you scroll, can you scroll a bit? Just tiny bit scroll.
No, I can't see the verses on my screen. It's a black screen with your name in the middle.
Oh, no, take me out. Do something. Click somewhere.
I can't see the verses on the screen.
Okay, click on stop share and start
Right.
share again.
Stop.
Go to more. And click on stop sharing.
I can't click on stop share. It won't let me stop share.
Why? Because I'm not sharing. I'm not host anymore. So
That's
you
right.
able to. Yeah, you are the host. It says.
All right. So now I can see the verses on the screen. Right.
Oh,
I can see
perfect.
them.
Okay.
Okay.
All set?
All set. Thank you very much,
Okay.
Mataji.
Lovely.
Haribol.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Shall
Hare
we do
Krishna.
some chanting?
Yes, Mataji, let's go ahead. Let's all chant together in unison. Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
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 Hare
Hare Hare,
Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare
Rama
Ram,
Rama,
Rama.
Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Rama
Hare Ram,
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare Ram,
Rama
Ram,
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
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 Hare,
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare Ram, Rama Hare Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
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 Hare
Hare
Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare
Hare Krishna, dear devotees.
Hare Krishna.
Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Today's reciters are Alka Mataji in Sanskrit and Priya Mataji for English.
Yes.
Reciting from Canto 3.
Yes.
Chapter 29. Verses 1 to 15.
Yes.
When you're ready, Alka Mataji, please start with invocation 3 times.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, all devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. I am before I start, I just have to let you know, I've got my little grandson with me, and he's only 21 months, and he's sitting by my side. So you may hear his voice in between my recitation. So please forgive me. He doesn't want to leave my side.
Oh, sweet.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Chapter 29. Explanation of devotional service by Lord Kapila. Kanu, leave it, Kanu. Devahutiruvacha lakshanam mahadadinam prakrute purushasya cha swarupam lakshyate misham yena tat paramarthikam yatha sankheshu kathinam yanmulam tat prachakshate bhakti yogasya me margam bruhi vistara shasha prabho.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Translation. Devaduti inquired, "My dear Lord, you have already very scientifically described the symptoms of total material nature and the characteristics of the spirit according to the Sankhya system of philosophy. Now I shall request you to explain the path of devotional service, which is the ultimate end of all philosophical systems."
Virago yena purusho bhagvan sarvato bhaveta cha achakshva jiva lokasya vividha mama samsrutihi.
Devahuti continued, "My dear Lord, please also describe in detail, both for me and for people in general, the continual process of birth and death, for by hearing of such calamities we may become detached from all the activities of the material world."
Kalasyeshwaru rupasya paresham cha parasyate swarupam batkurvanti yaddeto kushalam janaha.
Please also describe eternal time, which is a representation of your form, and by whose influence people in general engage in the performance of pious activities.
लोकस्य मिथ्याभिमितेरचक्षुष क्षीरं प्रसुप्तस्य तमस्य नाश्रयेः श्रान्तस्य कर्म स्वनुविद्यया धिया त्वमाविरासि किल योगभास्करः.
My dear Lord, you are just like the sun, for you illuminate the darkness of all conditional life of living entities. Because the eyes of knowledge are not open, they are sleeping eternally in the darkness without your shelter, and therefore they are falsely engaged by the action and the reaction of the material activities, and they appear to be very fatigued.
मैत्रेय उवाच इति मार्तुवर्चक्षलक्षणं प्रतीन्द न महामुनिम् आबभाषे कुरुश्रेष्ठ प्रीतस्तां करुणा दीर्त.
Sri Maitreya said, O best amongst the Gurus, the great sage Kapila, moved by great compassion and pleased by the words of his glorious mother, spoke as follows.
Shri Bhagwan उवाच भक्तियोगो बहुविद्यो मार्गैर्भामिनि भाव्यते स्वभावगुणमार्गेण पुंसां भावो विभिद्यते.
Lord Kapila, the personality of Godhead, replied, O noble lady, there are multifarious paths of devotional service in terms of the different qualities of the executor.
अभिसन्ध्यायो हिंसां दम्भं मात्स्यर्मेव वा संरभिन्नद्रुभावं मयि कुर्यात् स तामसः.
Devotional service executed by a person who is envious, proud, violent, and angry, and who is a separatist, is considered to be in the mode of darkness.
विषयानभिसन्ध्याय यश एष वर्यमेव अर्चादावर्च येतो मां पृथग् भावः स राजसः.
The worship of deities in the temple by a separatist with a motive for material enjoyment, fame, and opulence is devotion in the mode of passion.
कर्मनिर्हारमुद्दिश्य परस्मिन् वा तदर्पणं यजेद्यष्टव्यमिति वा पृथग्भावः सात्विकः.
When a devotee worships the supreme personality of Godhead and offers the results of his activities in order to free himself from the invarities of fruitful activities, his devotion is in the mode of goodness.
मद्गुणश्रुति मात्रेण मयि सर्वगृहाशये मनोगतिरविच्छन्ना यथा गण्डभसो बुधौ लक्षणं भक्तियोगस्य निर्गुणस्य हृदयर्थम् अहैतुक्यव्यवहिता या भक्ति पुरुषोत्तमे.
The manifestations of unadulterated devotional service is exhibited when one's mind is at once attracted to hearing the transcendental name and qualities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. who is residing in everyone's heart. Just as the water of the Ganges follows naturally downwards towards the ocean, such devotional ecstasy, uninterrupted by any material condition, flows towards the Supreme Lord.
Salokya sarshti samipya sarupyaikatva mapyuyat diyamanam na gruhyanti vinamatsvenan janaha.
A pure devotee does not accept any kind of liberation. Saloka sarasti sampaya sarupaya or ekatava, even though they are offered by the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Sa eva bhakti yogakhyam atyakti udat hiryatah yenati vrajya trigunam madbhavad yopapadyate.
By attaining the highest platform of devotional service, as I have explained, one can overcome the influences of the three modes of nature and be situated in the transcendental stage as is the Lord.
Nishepitena nimittena swadharmena mahiyasa kriya yogena shastena nati hinsrena nityashah.
A devotee must execute his prescribed duties, which are glorious, without material profit, without excessive violence. One should regularly perform one's devotional activities.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji and Alka Mataji. So beautifully recited. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Haribol.
Hare Krishna.
Apologies if there was wrong pronunciations in any form.
So beautiful recitations, Mataji. No mistakes. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you so much, dear devotees, for kindly joining this evening to hear Srimad Bhagavatam and giving me this opportunity to speak few words. Okay, before we enter into Srimad Bhagavatam, we shall offer our Mangalacharan prayers to all our Acharyas, Srila Prabhupada and Krishna, Radharani, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, okay, and all Vaishnavas. Oh. अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांशं श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांशम्। हे कृष्ण करुणसिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तु ते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिविकासस्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमो ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन् इति नामिनि। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणि निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणि। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। शृणुतां स्वकथाः कृष्णः पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तनः हृद्यन्तस्तुह्य भद्राणि विदुनोति सुहृसतां। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवति उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। ते चांशकलाः पुंसः कृष्णस्तु भगवान् स्वयम् इन्द्रारिव्याकुलं लोकं मृडयन्ति युगे युगे। इदं भागवतं नाम पुराणं ब्रह्मसंहितम् उत्तमश्लोकचरितं चकार भगवान् ऋषिः निःश्रेयसाय लोकधन्यं स्वस्ताय नमः। कृष्णे स्वदामोपगते धर्मज्ञानादिभिः सह खलु न श्रुषामेषा पुराणार्को अधिनोदितः। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। नमः पङ्कजनाभाय नमः पङ्कजमालिने नमः पङ्कजनेत्राय नमस्ते पङ्कजाङ्घ्रये। अथ विश्वेश विश्वात्मन् विश्वमूर्ते स्वकेशु मे स्नेहपाशम् इमं चिन्तिदृढं पाण्डुषु विष्णुषु त्वयि मेनन्यविषय मतिर्मदपति असकृत् रतिमुद्वाहतगङ्ग्यवो घुमुदन्वति। श्रीकृष्ण कृष्ण सख विष्णु वंशधनानापवर्गवीर्य गोविन्द गोद्विजय सुरात्यहरावतार योगेश्वर किल गुरो भगवन् नमस्ते। योगेश्वर किल गुरो भगवन् नमस्ते। योगेश्वर किल गुरो भगवन् नमस्ते। तुलयामलवेनापि न स्वर्गं न पुनर्भवं भगवत्सङ्गसङ्गस्य मच्चानं किमुदाशशः पुनश्च भूयात् भगवत्यनन्ते रतिः प्रसङ्गाश्च तदाश्रयेषु महस्तु याम् उपयामि सृष्टिं मैत्रसु सर्वत्र नमो द्विजेभ्यः। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमा प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनामिने गौरद्विषे नमः। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनामिने गौरद्विषे नमः। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घायते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यमीश्वरम्। श्रीचैतन्यप्रभुं वन्दे बालोऽपि यदनुग्रहात् तरेन्नानामतग्रहः व्याप्तं सिद्धान्तसागरम्। श्रीचैतन्यप्रभुं वन्दे यत्पादाश्रयविरितः सङ्गृह्णाति आकर्षात् अज्ञः सिद्धान्तसन्मनीन्। ॐ नमो भगवते राधा गोविन्दाय नमः। हरे कृष्ण। Thank you for kindly waiting. Shall share my screen. Okay, Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, we have been discussing this third canto, chapter 29. This is devotional service. Explanation by Kapil Bhagavan. Okay, this in the 29th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam. So Kapil, this is all our Krishna conscious devotees who go to the temple, worship deities, and associate with the devotees, hearing Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, live simple and think high. So these are all being discussed in this chapter. And also when we are worshipping deity worship, so engaging the vision towards all the living entities, it should be equal vision. And but if we do not see in that way, then even though we are engaging in the deity worship even for a long time, still if we discriminate the bodies, then it is basmani eva jyoti saha. So just pouring oblations in the ashes. and then how one has to act towards the living entities. These are all topics being discussed in this chapter. And then so here, whenever Devhuti Mata asked about to describe more about Bhakti Yoga, Kapila Bhagavan describing there are 3 levels of based on the nature of the living entity. Devotional service is executed in the either goodness or passion or ignorance, and then later on giving the symptoms of devotional service. So just giving a little recap, like Bhakti Yoga Bahivido Margaihi Bhamini Bhavyate Swabhava Guna Margena Pumsam Bhavo Vividhyate Pumsam Bhavo Vividhyate Swabhava Guna Margena. By the nature of the living entity, devotional service is executed in 3 levels. One is the mode of ignorance. That is Abhisanda Yohimsam Dhambam Masharyam Yevava Sambram Bibinna Drugbhavam Maikuryat Satamasaha. This is if the devotional service inclusive of all the violence and pride and jealousness, so such kind of thing, it is like a and also enviousness, sambrambi, binna drugbhavam, maikudyat, satamasaha. That is in the mode of ignorance. That kind of bhakti. And bhakti rendered unto the Lord with desiring for so many desires. Vishyan abhisandhaya. Vishayan abhisandhaya. I wanted so many opulences, my family, so many things, desires of the material world. Vishayan abhisandhaya. Yasha aishwaryam yevava. Archavad Achadavarcha yedhyomam prutagbhavaha sa rajasaha. So if there is some kind of expectation from the devotional service, that is in the mode of passion. And then later on in the mode of goodness, karma nirhara mudhyasya parasmin va tadarpanam. So just completely coming out of the materialistic activities and its results, and parasmin va tadarpanam, and engaging himself in the devotional service. Yajad yastavyam iti va prudagbhavaha sasatvikaha. Just as the matter of duty to render service unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and also freeing himself from the karmic activities and results of all his activities rendering unto the Lord, it is in devotional service in the mode of goodness. These are 3 levels. After explaining 3 levels, Kapil Bhagavan describing like how the how the symptoms of pure devotional service. So one is hearing a Krishna Katha and about the Lord, his devotees and paraphernalia, then it is a devotee who gets attracted to Krishna without any deviation. That is explained like a the pure goodness, pure devotional service. Madguna Sruti Matrena, Mai Sarva Guhase, Monogati Ravichinna, Yata Gangambaso Ambhudu, like Ganges River flows into the ocean. In the similar way, a devotees or purified souls, as soon as he hears the Krishna's qualities, Madguna Sruti Matrena, Madguna Sruti Matra, just hearing the qualities of Krishna. Mai Sarva Guhasaye, keeping all his hopes and desires, everything onto that Lord. This is Mai Sarva Guhasaye, Manogati Ravichedna, and without any deviation, he just flows to the lotus feet of the Lord. Manogati Avichedna, without deviation. Yata Gangambasu Ambudu, just like a Ganges flows into the ocean, all pure devotees are attracted to the lotus feet of the Lord. That is pure devotional and qualities of the devotees, and Lord attracts all those Amalatmanam, the pure souls. And that is Lakshanam Bhakti Yogasya Nirgunasya Udahrutam. The symptoms of Bhakti Yoga Nirgunasya, it does not have any tinge of materialism in it. Udahrutam, it is said like that. Ahetukya Avhita, and without any material motivators and without any interruptions. Ahetukya Avhidaya Bhakti Purushottami, rendering on to the Purushottama, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. These are the symptoms. And those devotees, they render unto the service and they derive such a pleasure and rendering service, they do not even desire like 5 kinds of liberation. Salokya, Sarupya, Samipya, Salokya, Saristi, Samipya, Sarupya, Ekatvam, Apyuta, Dimanam, Na Gruhnanti, Vina, Matpadanam, Janaha, Matsevanam Janaha. So Lord says to here Kapil Bhagavan is describing to Devhuti Mata. My devotees, they do not desire any liberation at all. All 5 kinds of liberations. Deemanam na gruhnanti. Even they want to give, they do not want to take because they are engaged in the devotional service. So that is the pure devotional service. So likewise, Kapil Bhagavan describing up to 13th shloka, it was discussed. We are in the starting from the 14th shloka today. So all these topics. So here Kapil Bhagavan in this shloka, it is describing. So when he elevates himself onto that transcendental platform by executing the devotional service, he would surpass all the 3 material modes of nature. Okay, likewise he is saying here in the shloka, 14th shloka. Sa eva bhakti yogakya आत्यंतिक उदाहृतहं येन तिव्रज्य त्रिगुणं मद्भावाय उपपद्यते Saeva Bhakti Yogakya. And all this so far explained. All this Saeva, indeed. Bhakti Yoga Akyaha. It is called devotional service. Atyantika Udahrutaha. And the highest platform, Atyantika Udahrutaha. It is on the topmost platform. Okay, later on he gives furthermore at the end of this chapter. There is no better person than the person who is engaging in the Napasyami Param Bhutam Akartuhu Samadarshana. This is the topmost. He gives the hierarchy of the living entities, starting from conscious or non-consciousness, with living and non-living entities, and then little bit living entities like the trees and plants, and then later on small creatures, little bit further, and then 4-legged animals, 2-legged animals, and then Varnashrama Dharma people, out of Brahmanas, out of who learned the Vedas, out of who understood the meaning of Vedas, out of who can explain the Vedas, out of who has renounced the results of his actions, and who has completely surrendered onto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is the topmost person. So that one is described here. This is the Atyantika Udahurtaha, the highest platform. Yena Ativrajya Trigunam, by which Ativrajya, one can overcome Trigunam, the 3 modes of material nature. 3 modes of the material nature. Madbhavaya Upapadhyate, and he attains my transcendental stage. Upapadhyate, one attains. Okay. Sa eva bhakti yogakya atyantika udahritaha yena tivrajya trigunam madbhavaya upapadhyate. Okay, translation. By attaining the highest platform of devotional service, as I have explained, one can overcome the influence of the 3 modes of material nature and be situated in the transcendental stage as is the Lord. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay, there are 3 paragraphs in this. Can I request 3 devotees to read 1 paragraph each devotee, please?
May I please, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji, please.
Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, everyone. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Purport. Sripada Sankaracharya, who is supposed to be the leader of the impersonalist school of philosophers, has admitted in the beginning of his comments on Bhagavad Gita that Narayana, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is beyond the material creation. Except for him, everything is within the material creation. It is also confirmed in the Vedic literature that before the creation there was only Narayana. Neither Lord Brahma nor Lord Shiva existed. only Narayana, or the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu, or Krishna, is always in the transcendental position beyond the influence of material creation. The material qualities of goodness, passion, and ignorance cannot affect the position of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, he is called Nirguna, free from all tinges of material qualities. Here, the same fact is confirmed by Lord Kapila. One who is situated in pure devotional service is transcendentally situated, as is the Lord. Just as the Lord is unaffected by the influence of the material modes, so too are his pure devotees. One who is not affected by the three modes of material nature is called a liberated soul, or Brahmabhuta soul. Brahmabhuta Prasannatma is the stage of liberation. Aham Brahmasmi. I am not this body. This is applicable only to the person who constantly engages in the devotional service of Krishna and is thus in the transcendental stage. He is above the influence of the three modes of material nature. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Can I request that the devotee read last paragraph, please?
May I?
Yes, Mataji, please.
Okay. It is the misconception of the impersonalist that one can worship any imaginary form of the Lord or Brahman and at the end merge in the Brahman effulgence. Of course, to merge into the body effulgence Brahman of the Supreme Lord is also liberation, as explained in the previous verse. Evakta is also liberation, but that sort of liberation is never accepted by any devotee for qualitative oneness is immediately attained as soon as one is situated in devotional service. For a devotee, that equality, which is the result of impersonal liberation, is already attained. He does not have to try for it separately. It is clearly stated here that simply by pure devotional service, one becomes qualitatively as good as the Lord himself. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So here, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In this purport, Srila Prabhupada is describing about the Shankaracharya, who is supposed to be the leader of the impersonalist school of philosophers, has admitted in the beginning of his comment on the Bhagavad Gita that Narayana, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is beyond the material creation. So Narayana is the, in the Narayana Upanishad, it describes all Narayana Brahma Jayate, Narayana Rudro Jayate, Narayana Indro Jayate. Everyone comes from Narayana. So everything Narayana Dwadashaditya Rudra. So likewise, Narayana Deva Samutpadhyante, Narayane Pravartante, Narayane Praliyante, Om Atinityo Narayana, Brahma Narayana, Sivasya Narayana. So in that one, in the Narayana Upanishad, at the end, it is described like a Devaki Putro Brahmanyo. That one is described at the end. Okay, Brahmanyo Devaki Putro, Brahmanyo Madhusudanam. Okay, that is also mentioned. So here, Shankaracharya is mentioning about that Narayana. So here, Krishna directly, Devaki Putra. Devaki Putra is the Krishna. Again, in our Bhagavad Gita, in the introduction of Bhagavad Gita, it is also described. Okay, where what is the topmost thing is the well, let me just share only one scripture, that is eko ekam shastram devaki putra geetam eko devo devaki putra eva eko mantra tasya namani yani karmapyekam tasya devasya seva karmapyekam tasya devasya seva. Okay, that is given only one activity, that is karmapyekam tasya devasya seva. Only one activity, that is service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. Tasya. This is Devaki. Who is that Tasya? Devaki Putra Eva. And what mantra? Eko mantra Tasya Namani Yani. Name of Devaki Putra is the Krishna. Ekam Shastram Devaki Putra Geetam. This is Bhagavad Gita. Okay, this is been described here by Shankaracharya. Okay, and then except for him, everything in the so he is beyond the material creation. And then further, it is also confirmed in the Vedic literature that before the creation there was only Narayana. Neither Lord Brahma nor Lord Shiva existed. So everyone only Narayana or Supreme Personality of Godhead. Godhead Vishnu or Krishna is always in the transcendental position beyond the influence of material creation. So here all Vishnu forms comes from Vishnu Sutrini Rupani Purushaksha Anyuto Viduhu. There are three Vishnus. One is the Ekam tu Jagasrastuhu and Dvitiyam Twanda Samsitam, Trutiyam Sarabhotastam, and Tani Jnatva Vimuchyate. Whoever understands these three Vishnus, who are the incarnate expansions of Krishna, so they will be freed from the material world. Okay, those three Vishnus. But Krishna is beyond those Vishnus as well. Okay, these Vishnus are they are Purusha avatars. Okay, and then further Prabhupada is describing the material qualities of goodness. Again, it is mentioned Narayana would accept in the form of like Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara. Oh, Narayane Bhagavati tad idam Narayane Bhagavati tad idam. He accepts three material modes of nature. Likewise, Lord Brahma says to Narada Muni, saying that even though he is out of transcendental, out of this material world, but he comes to this material world in the expansions of Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwara. Likewise, I think it is described in the second canto, 6th chapter, I think 30, 31 verses. Sujam, there he says that the Lord, Purusha Rupena. So let me just bring that one. It will be very clear to us. It in the Srimad Bhagavatam is second canto, 6th chapter. There he describes about the 30th shloka. So here, so Narayane Bhagavati tadidam Vishmahitam Grihita Mayorgunaha Sargadu Agunah Swataha. All the material manifestations of the universes are therefore situated in his powerful material energies, which he accepts self-sufficiently, although he is eternally without affinity for material modes. And further, Sujami Tanniyuktoham Haro Hariti Tadvashaha Vishwam Purusha Rupena Paripati Trishakti Druk. Sujami Tanniyuktoham. So here, by his will, I create. This is Lord Brahma is saying. So Brahma creates, Lord Shiva destroys, and he himself, in his eternal form as the personality of Godhead, maintains everything. He is powerful controller of these three energies. He is the powerful controller of three energies. This is Paripati Trishakti Druk. So he maintains. He keeps all this Brahma here, Sargadishu Asyad Bhayat. Gunabimanun devaha sargadishu asya yad bhayat vattanti anuyugam vashayetat sacharacharam. Everything under the Supreme Personality of Godhead, all the demigods, they fear of Supreme Personality of Godhead, inclusive of Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwara. This is it is described. Sargadishu asya yad bhayat. Okay, that is, it is described here. And the material qualities of goodness, passion, and ignorance cannot affect the position of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, he is called Nirguna, free from all tinges of material qualities. At the same time, he is also Saguna. They are all transcendental qualities. Our Krishna has got 64 transcendental qualities, and Narayana has got 60 qualities, and Lord Shiva around, it is described 55 qualities approximately, and Brahma kind of 50 qualities, something like that. So up to Brahma, we can also gain as much, some portion of those qualities, up to 50 qualities. Beyond Brahma, Lord Shiva has got a special position, and beyond Shiva, Vishnu, he has got a furthermore 60 qualities, and then Krishna has got 64 qualities. They're all transcendental qualities. But here, whenever we see Nirguna, it is the free from the material qualities. Saguna means it is all transcendental qualities whenever it is spoken to Krishna or Vishnu. And here, the same fact is confirmed by Lord Kapila. One who is situated in pure devotional service is transcendently situated, because Lord says, Maya bhaktirihi bhutanam amrutattvai kalpate. Distya yada sin masneho, Krishna says to all the gopis that Maya bhaktirihi bhutanam amrutattvai kalpate. And why Krishna you have left means that Krishna is saying, because in order to awaken more love towards me. Distyasin masneho bhavatinam madapanaha. Bhavatinam madapanaha. So in order to awake more love towards me, I have disappeared this is part of the Rasa Leela part, when Krishna disappeared from the gopis. So, but here Krishna says directly, May bhaktirhi bhutanam amrutattvaya kalpate. This is called amrutatva. Transcendently situated, as is the, whenever he is transcendently, there are three stages: Jagruti, Swapna, Shushuptishu, and beyond that is the transcendental situation. He is not affected by any of this materialism. In the Jagruti that we are living in awakened state, Shushuptishu, Jagruti, Swapna is the nighttime when they sleep, and Shushuptishu is the deep slumber. Beyond these three stages, this is the transcendental position, which is beyond the time factor and influence of three material modes of nature. So here Lord is always in that position, as is the Lord. So here, just as the Lord is unaffected by the influence of the material modes, so too are his pure devotees. Yada buddhi tada shraya. Etad yeshanimishasya, it is described by Sutta Goswami. So न युज्यते सदा आत्मस्थैः यदा बुद्धिः तदा श्रया. The Lord he is not affected. So yada buddhihi tada shriya. Devotees who are taken the shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord, they are also of the same nature. Okay, that is again one who is not affected by three modes of material nature is called a liberated soul or Brahmabhuta soul. Brahmabhutah prasannatma na sochiti na kankshati samah sarveshu bhuteshu mad bhaktim labate param. And he engages himself in the devotional service of the Lord. And Brahmabhuta prasannatma is stage of liberation. And Aham Brahmasmi, it is again, Prabhupada mentioned, I am not this body. I am Brahma. Aham Brahmasmi. I am not this body. I am Brahma. I am the spiritual, belong to the spiritual nature. As Krishna describes that we are all part Mamaivam Prajivo Loke Jiva Bhutaha Sanatanaha. Mansastani Indriyani Prakriti Karshati. We are kept in this material nature and struggling for existence, but we are all actually belong to Krishna, part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. And this is only applicable to the person who constantly engages in the devotional service of Krishna and is thus in the transcendental stage. He is above the influence of the three modes of material nature. And then further, it is the misconception of the impersonalist that one can worship any imaginary form of the Lord or Brahman, and at the end merge in the Brahman effulgence. But a devotee does not like Naikatmatami Spruhayanti Kechin at any point of time, even though in the dreams also he does not want to merge in, become one with the Lord. Naikatmatami Spruhayanti Kechin Matpada Seva Abhirata Madihaha. And he wanted to engage himself on the service of the Lord. Yo Anyonya Bhagavataha Prasajja Sabhajayante Mama Paurushani, and engaging Yo Anyonya Bhagavataha Prasajja with the devotees association, and Bhagavataha Prasajja discussing the topics of the Krishna Katha, topics of the Lord, in such a way. Sabhajayante Mama Paurushani, he glorifies all pastimes of the Lord. That is pure devotional service. He does not want to become one with the Lord. He wanted to serve the Lord. Mat Pada Seva Abhirata Madihaha. Of course, to merge into the bodily effulgence of the Supreme Lord is also liberation, as explained in the previous verse. This is the Salokya Saristi, Samipya Sarupya Ekatvam Apyuta, Demanam na Gruhnanti Vena Mat Sevanam Janaham. Okay, and then this Ekatva is of liberation, but that sort of liberation is never accepted by any devotee. This is Naikatmatamu Spruhayanti Kechid. So at any point of time, he does not want to become one with the Lord. For a devotee, so for qualitative oneness is immediately attained as soon as one is situated in devotional service. All devotional service activities are transcendental. They are not having any materialism in it. So for a devotee, that qualitative equality, which is the result of impersonal liberation, is already attained. And that means he is beyond. This is Brahmabhutaha Prasanatmana Sojati Nakankshiti. On that particular state, Mad Bhaktim Labate Param. He is engaging himself in the devotional service. So it goes beyond Brahmabhuta stage. So he has already attained it. So he does not have to try for it separately. It is already there. Anichito me gatim anviyumte. Anichito gatim anvichito gatim me anviyum prayumte. It is described by hearing Krishna's very beautiful smiles. That one in the 25th chapter, it is described. Vilasaha sekshita vamu suktaihi krutatpunu kruta pranam bhaktihi anichitomi gatim anviyam prayumte. Because his heart is already lost to Krishna. That's why he doesn't anichitomi, even though he does not desire separately, but he has attained that one already. That is pure devotional service. So it is clearly stated here that simply by pure devotional service, one becomes qualitatively as good as the Lord himself. As Krishna describes in the Bhagavad Gita, Mam cha yo avicharena bhakti yogena sevate, sagunan samakirtechan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. See, automatically he will cross all the three material modes of nature. But it should be Mamchayo avibicharena, not vibichara bhakti. Vibichara bhakti means he is going to this god, that god, that god, so many gods. But here, avibicharena. So only one point of this is vyavasayatmak buddhi eke kurunandhana. Eke. There are so many different branches of spiritualism, but he will take only one particular path. Vyavasayatmak buddhi eke kurunandhana. Bahusaka hi anantasha buddhayo avyavasayanam. Even though there are so many branches, he does not take. He will respect all of them because according to their nature they will take. But he engages in only lotus feet of Krishna. That's all. No more secondary thoughts. That is pure devotional service. By that he will cross three material modes of nature. That is called Saeva Bhakti Yogakya Achantika Vudakrutaha. Is topmost transcendental platform. Okay, likewise, Kapil Bhagavan is describing here. And then further, whenever he is executing the devotional service, what could be his activities? So here it is without attachment to the results. Nishevitena. So without attachment to the results, he executes his swadharma, and then which are glorious. And then further, without making any violence to any other living entities, he executes devotional service daily, regularly. That one, Kapil Bhagavan is saying here in the 15th shloka. निषेवितेन अनिमित्तेन स्वधर्मेण महीयसा क्रियायोगेन शस्तेन न अतिहिंसेन नित्यशः. Nishevitena this is executed, devotional service is executed animittena, without attachment to the result. Without attachment to the result. This is the nature of Vaikuntha. Vaikuntha people are living entities in the way. There, Vasanti Yatra Purushaha Sarve Vaikuntamuttayah Ye Animitta Nimittena Dharmena Aradayan Harim Dharmena. By naturally, they're engaging in the devotional service. So likewise, when we are in this material world, without attachment to the results, we are trying to acquire this kind of quality so that at the end, we go back to the Godhead. It will continue there. Here it is a practice. So Nishevitena Animitena Swadharmena Mahiyasa. By one's prescribed duty, Swadharmena Mahiyasa, they're glorious. Kriya Yogena, by devotional activities. Sestena, these are all auspicious. Na Atihirmishena, no excessive violence. Nityashaha, regularly. That is translation. A devotee must execute his prescribed duties, which are glorious, without material profit, without excessive violence. One should regularly perform one's devotional activities. Purport by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay, so I think it contains 5 paragraphs and 1 paragraph is bigger. Can I request few devotees to read 1 paragraph each devotee? So everyone will take a chance. The first paragraph, 1 devotee, please.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Can I read, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji, please.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. One has to execute his prescribed duties according to his social position as a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya or Sudra. The prescribed duties of the 4 classes of men in human society are also described in Bhagavad Gita. The activities of Brahmanas are to control the senses and to become simple, clean, learned devotees. The Kshatriyas have the spirit for ruling. They are not afraid on the battlefield and they are charitable. The Vaishyas or the mercantile class of men trade in commodities, protect cows, and develop agricultural produce. The Shudras or laborer class serve the higher classes because they themselves are not very intelligent. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Can I request next devotee to read half of this one, please? Anyone would like to read next?
Prabhuji, may I read?
Yes, Mataji, please.
From every position, as confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, Swakarmana tam abhyarchya, one can serve the Supreme Lord by performing one's prescribed duty. It is not that only the Brahmanas can serve the Supreme Lord and not the Shudras. Anyone can serve the Supreme Lord by performing his prescribed duties under the direction of a spiritual master or representative of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. No one should think that his prescribed duties are inferior. A Brahmana can serve the Lord by using his intelligence, and the Kshatriya can serve the Supreme Lord by using his military arts, just as Arjuna served Krishna. Krishna was a warrior. He had no time to study Vedanta or other highly intellectual books. The damsels in Rajadham were girls born of the Vaishya class, and they engaged in protecting cows and producing agriculture. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mataji. Can I request other devotee to read the rest of the paragraph, please? Okay, Jai Mataji, can continue, Mataji.
Thank you. Krishna's foster father Nanda Maharaj and his associates were all Vaishyas. They were not at all educated, but they could serve Krishna by loving him and by offering everything to him. Similarly, there are many instances in which Chandalas, or those lower than Shudras, have served Krishna. Also, the sage Vidura was considered a Shudra because his mother happened to be a Shudra. There are no distinctions, for it is declared by the Lord in Bhagavad Gita that anyone engaged specifically in devotional service is elevated to the transcendental position without a doubt. Everyone's prescribed duty is glorious if it is performed in the devotional service of the Lord without desire for profit. Such loving service must be performed without reason, without impediment, and spontaneously. Krishna is lovable, and one has to serve him in whatever capacity one can. That is pure devotional service. Hare Krishna.
Krishna, thank you, Mataji. Okay, can request other devotee for next paragraph. Carry any devotee, please.
Shall I, Prabhuji?
Yes, Prabhuji, please.
Another significant phrase of this verse is Nitihim Surina, with minimum violence or sacrifice of life. Even if a devotee has to commit violence, it should not be done beyond what is necessary. Sometimes the question is put before us. You ask us not to eat meat, but you are eating the vegetables. Do you think that is not violence? The answer is that eating vegetable is violence, and vegetarians are not committing violence against other living entities because vegetables also have life. Non-devotees are killing cows, goats, and so many other animals for eating purposes. And a devotee who is vegetarian is also killing. But here, significantly, it is stated that every living entity has to live by killing another entity. That is the law of nature. Jiva jivasya jiva nam. One living entity is the life for another living entity. But for human beings, that violence should be committed only as much as necessary. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Okay, can request other devotee, any other devotee, please? Another paragraph.
Hare Krishna, may I?
Yes, Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna. A human being is not to eat anything which is not offered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yagna Shishtashinaha Santa. One becomes freed from all sinful reactions by eating foodstuffs which are offered to Yagna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. A devotee therefore eats only prasad, or foodstuffs offered to the Supreme Lord. And Krishna says that when a devotee offers him foodstuffs from the vegetable kingdom with devotion, he eats that. A devotee is to offer to Krishna foodstuffs prepared from vegetables. If the Supreme Lord wanted foodstuffs prepared from animal food, the devotee could offer this, but he does not order to do that.
Thank you, Mataji. Okay, one more devotee for last paragraph, please.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji, please.
We have to commit violence. That is a natural law. We should not, however, commit violence extravagantly, but only as much as ordered by the Lord. Arjuna engaged in the art of killing, and although killing is, of course, violence, he killed the enemy simply on Krishna's order. In the same way, if we commit violence as it is necessary by the order of the Lord, that is called natihimsa. We cannot avoid violence so far. For we are put into a conditional life in which we have to commit violence. But we should not commit more violence than necessary or than ordered by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sorry, Coach.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Yeah, please drink some water, Mataji. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Okay, so it's a long purport. So here in this, just to go, Prabhupada is explaining about the duties, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra, based on the quality of a person is categorized based on 4 classes of men. This is Purusha Subhav Vihitan Yata Varnam Yata Ashramam Vairagya Upadibhyam Amnatu Ubhaya Lakshana. There are 2 parts. One is the Vairagya and another one is the enjoyment. This is Vairagya Raga. 2 parts. And but here in the Raga stage, Pravritti Marga, there is no end for it, keeps on going. So as it is described in the Buddhamula Madhashakam, the tree downwards, it goes further, there is no end. So it should be Asanga Satrin Dhudena Chitva. That is by detachment, the weapon of detachment. So by here, Purusha Subhav Vihitan Yata Varnam Yata Ashramam. This Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra. These are all categorized. And then the activities of Brahmanas are to control the senses and to become simple, clean, learned devotees. This is just giving a glimpse. Shamaha, Damaha, Tapaha, Saucham. Kshantihi, Arjvam, Evacha, Jnanam, Vijnanam, Mastikyam, Brahma Karma, Subhavajam. Okay, these are the qualities of Brahmana. Brahma Karma, Subhavajam. So let us read this. Peacefulness, self-control, austerity, purity, tolerance, honesty, knowledge, wisdom, and religiousness. These are the natural qualities by which the Brahmanas work. And then further it is described the Kshatriyas have spirit for ruling. They are not afraid on the battlefield. This is Sauryam and Yuddhecha api apalayanam. They are charitable. Danam. So these are the qualities. Sauryam teja dutidhaksham. Yuddhecha api apalayanam. Danam ishvara bhavasya. Kshatram karma subhavajam. Heroism, power, determination, resourcefulness, courage in battle, generosity, and leadership are the natural qualities of work for the Kshatriyas. And Vaishyas are the mercantile class of men trading commodities. This is the Krishi Goraksha Vanijyam Vaishya Karma Subhavajam. So it is further Krishi Goraksha Vanijyam Vaishya Karma Subhavajam. Paricharyatmakam Karma Sudrasyapi Subhavajam. And the Sudras, their qualities just to render service unto the upper class. Serve higher classes because they themselves are not very intelligent. Okay, that is for about the qualities, this Varnashrama Dharma. And then further, from every position, here Prabhupada is describing in this shloka, Swadharmena Mahiyasa. From every position as confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, Swakarmana Tam Abhyatya, one can serve the Supreme Lord by performing one's prescribed duty. So here there is no distinction. It is not one's work is higher, one's work is lower. It is not like by in the vision of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Just by executing one's prescribed duty, so he can serve the Lord. So it is not that only Brahmanas can serve the Supreme Lord and not the Sudras. It is not like that. Everyone can serve the Lord by executing their prescribed duty. Anyone can serve by performing prescribed duties under the direction of a spiritual master. or representative of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay. And no one should think that his prescribed duties are inferior. A Brahmana can serve the Lord by using his intelligence, and the Kshatriyas can serve the Supreme Lord by using his military arts. Just as Arjuna served Krishna, and Brahmanas, they guide the kings how to rule the kingdom, how to look out their subjects. Okay, that is Brahmanas' work. And Arjuna was, as a warrior, he had no time to study Vedanta or higher intellectual books. And also, similarly, the damsels in the Vrajadhama were girls born of the Vaishya class. They're all Krushi Goraksha Vanijyam. Gopis, their fathers and families are they maintaining the cows. Goraksha, Vanijyam, their Vaishya class. And they engaged in protecting cows and producing agriculture. And also Krishna's father. It is like Nanda Maharaja and his associates were all Vaishyas. By simply executing their duties, they were not at all educated, but they could serve Krishna by loving him and by offering everything to him. So in the Grihastha Ashrama, there are Vata, Sanchaya, Shalina, Silomsha. That is the 4 levels of Vata is the businessman. So one is Nanda Maharaja was given as an example. Vata, Sanchaya is like occupying a professional duties and for to earn his livelihood. Vata is like a kind of doing business, Vanijyam. And Sanjay is the occupying the professional duties. And then Salena, Siloncha. Salena is the live with whatever the food comes on its way. And then Siloncha is like collecting the rejected grains and live on those grains. That is a few examples, the 4 levels in the Grihastha Ashrama. And also similarly, in the Vanaprastha Dharma also, there are 4 levels. This is Valakilya, Vaikanasa, Valakilya, Audumbara, and Penapa. In the Vaikanasa, they eat only the half-boiled rice, and Vaikanasa, Valakilya. So, and then later on, Audumbara, whatever the direction they go out of from the home, in whatever food is available in the direction, they will sustain on only that food. Penapa is the people who collect the fruits fallen from the trees without any picking also, but they will pick only the fruits which fallen on the ground. The 4 levels in the Vanaprastha Dharma. This is only for everyone by executing their duties to please Krishna only. And similarly, there are many instances in which Chandalas or those lower than the Sudras have served Krishna. Okay, there are many instances. And also the sage Vidura was considered a Sudra because his mother happened to be a Sudrani. And Sudrani, because she was serving as a maid servant to Ambika. Ambika is the wife of Vichitravirya. Once Vichitravirya has passed, then later on the request of Satyavati Devi, Vyasadeva has begotten a son in the womb of Ambika. Again, because the child is going to be blind, and the Satyavati has requested Vyasadeva again for another child. At that time, Ambika was not ready. At that time, she has engaged her maid servant, and then Vyasadeva has begotten child in the womb of that maid servant, that is Sudrani. But the Sudrani was very devotedly served Vyasadeva and then accepted him. Later on, Vidura was born, who is very intelligent and powerful. But because his mother was Sudrani, he was not inheriting the throne, not qualified to inherit that throne. But he was more powerful and intelligent. Even Bhishma Dev used to take instructions and discuss the political matters with Vidura. Okay, and there are no distinctions, for it is declared by the Lord in Bhagavad Gita that anyone engaged specifically in devotional service is elevated to the transcendental position without a doubt. So, Mam cha yo abhichare This is again Mam hi padda vyapasitya yepi syu papayonayaha striyaha vaishyaha tada sudra tepi yanti param gatim. Everyone, or if they take to the devotional service, everyone will be param gatim. They can come back to my abode. Anyone. Mam hi padda vyapasitya yepi syu papayonayaha striyaha vaishyaha tada sudra tepi yanti param gatim. They all can go back to Godhead, engaging in the devotional service by carrying out their swadharma. Swadharmacharanam sektya vidharmacha nivartanam daiva labdin santosha atmaviccharanarchanam. Atmaviccharanarchanam, under the guidance of the spiritual master. Okay, so this is anyone engaged in the devotional service will be elevated to transcendental position without a doubt. And everyone's prescribed duty is glorious if it is performed in the devotional service of the Lord without a desire for profit. If one is desiring for profit, how can it is possible that I work and then I don't expect profit? We get it, and we get the salary at the end of the month, and then use it for all the livelihood purpose. However, whenever that livelihood is surrounding keeping Krishna center, everything is in a Krishna service only. But we do not spend for the sense gratifications for unnecessary things. It is only for pleasure of Krishna. Okay, then it turns into devotional activity. So such loving service must be performed without reason. This is ahituki apritihata. Ahituki apritihata. This is again Lakshanam Bhakti Yogasya Nirgunasya Udahrutam. Ahitukya apritihata. This is called Bhakti Purushottami. That is the devotional service unto Purushottama. And it happens spontaneously. As soon as he hears, this happens spontaneously. His heart automatically gets attracted to Krishna. So Krishna is lovable, and one has to serve him in whatever capacity one can. That is pure devotional service. Yat karosi, yat dasnasi, yat tapaspasi kaunteya. What is yat karoshi, yat dasnasi, yat juhoshi, dadasi, yat tapasvasi kaunteya kurushva madarpanam. Whatever you do, but you do it as an offering to me, but it should be bhakti, with love and with pure devotional service. Yeah, whatever we do it for the pleasure of Krishna, he will accept it. Krishna is lovable. And Prabhupada is describing na atihrimshena. This is very essential in our day-to-day life. We cut so many vegetables. This is also Prabhupada is mentioning. Vegetarians are also committing violence against other living entities because we take so many plants for our cookings as well. But we offer everything to Krishna only. But Krishna says in that shloka, Patram Pushpam Palam Toyam Yomi Bhaktya Pretati. Krishna says only the leaves and fruits. Patram Pushpam Palam Toyam. When we take the leaves and fruits and flowers water, it does not harm even the vegetables as well. Just only the leaves. When we go to Tulsi Maharani, we say that Tulasyaamrita Janmasi Sadatvam Keshava Priyaha Keshavardichino Mitvam Varadhe Bhavashobhine. And then we pray this shloka and then pick the leaves and then wash these leaves and then we put at the lotus feet of Krishna. So here we also pray to Tulsi Maharani. So likewise, we do not commit any unnecessary violence, even for the vegetables. Krishna says only the leaves, not entire plant also. Sometimes we bring the plants to cook. So here, vegetarian are also committing violences against other living entities because vegetables also have life. Their life is like a Avrita Sankuchita, Avrita Sankuchita or Mukulita, Vyakulita, Vikasita, Purna Vikasita. These are different levels of the consciousness. these plants, they have got very lower consciousness in the Brahma's creation. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, their third canto, when Brahma was creating, I think in the 11th chapter, in the 10th chapter, he creates those living entities, plants. So pipe plants, creepers. So here they have got very small consciousness, which have no support, trees with flowers. And it is mentioned like all the immovable trees and plants seek their subsistence upwards. They are all almost unconscious, but have feelings of pain within. You look at that in the brief. So antahasparsha visheshinaha. These plants, they will feel the pain within. They are manifested in variegatedness. So this is it is Brahma's creation. So this is the first level, Avruta. This is covered consciousness. And then later on, the living entities like the animal beings, Sankuchita, even though they act like that, even though one is harming them, but they will ignore. They do not unable to, they know their desirables by smell, but are unable to remember anything within the heart. Unable to remember anything within the heart. These are the further levels of the creation. And beyond that one, the Brahma creates other living entities like four-legged animals with the hooves, and then with only one hoof are called cloven hooves. This is cloven hooves, and then further one hoof, and then 5 nails. It's a gradual creation by Lord Brahma. This is Shunuk Pancha Nakan Pashun. Okay, likewise, their consciousness, it keeps on increasing, coming to the humans. And then later on, Vikasita, who is progressing in the devotional service, he is Vikasita. Who has attained the devotional service as a pure devotee is Purna Vikasita. Is the Purna Vikasita. So here, animals also have life, as Brahma is mentioning, but they feel the pain, antahasparsha. They feel the pain within inside. But non-devotees are killing cows, goats, and so many other animals for eating purposes. And a devotee who is vegetarian is also killing. But here, significantly, it is stated that every living entity has to live by killing another living entity. It is Narada Muni says to Yudhishthira that ahastani sahastanam apadani chatushpadam. Falguni tatra mahatam jivo jivasya jivanam. Oh Yudhishthira, you are thinking that Dhritarashtra and Gandhari, they have left home and you are crying. But why are you crying? So here, this is the nature. Ahastani sahastanam. A living entity which has got hands, it will depend on the other living entities which does not have hands like the other animals. And apadani chatushpadam, which has got the legs, the chatushpadam, 4 legs, and they are depending on the which does not have legs like the trees and plants. And palgoni tatra mahatam, and who the strong person, he utilizes the weak person. Palgoni tatra mahatam, jivo jivasya jivanam. That is how the nature of this material world. One living entity depends on other living entity. Okay, so here, law of nature. One living entity is the life for another living, but for human being, that violence should be committed only as much as necessary. So sometimes in the Bharat Maharaj pastimes, he became a deer. At the time, he was eating only the dry leaves. When Dhruva Maharaj also performing his austerities, he used to pick the fruits and then later on the berries, and later on only the dry leaves. So if we observe those things, here the fallen dry leaves, they are picking only those ones, because that does not have any violence at all. And a human being is not to eat anything which is not offered to Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yajna sista sinaha santaha. One becomes free from all sinful reactions by eating foodstuffs which are offered to yajna. This is prasadam. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, he has already accepted. Though he has accepted all the prasad, if he give all palatable dishes in front of Krishna by his Angani yasya sakalendriya vrittimanti pasyanti panti kalayanti chiram jaganti. So he will accept by his eyesight itself. But still the all prasadam is there. Why it is? Then because Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Avashishyate. Even though he has eaten all of it, and then still all the food is there. So 1 plus 1 equal to 1, 1 minus 1 equal to 1. This is Lord is complete. He gives, he accepts, and he gives everything as it is to ourself as a prasadam. Okay, that foodstuffs. And devotees, they release that Chaturvida Bhagavad Prasada Swadbhanna Truptan Haribhakta Sangan Krutvaiva Truptim Bhajata Sadaiva Vande Guru Shri Charanara. Okay, likewise, they release prasadam. Again, these are bhaksha, bhoksha, chokhya, leshya, 4 kinds of prasadas are there. Okay, a devotee therefore eats only prasada or foods offered to the Supreme Lord. And Krishna says that when a devotee offers him foodstuffs from the vegetable kingdom with devotion, he eats that. This is Tadaham bhakti upurtam asnami prayetatmanah. Asnami, I will eat it. I will take it. So this is patram pushpam palam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachiti. Tadaham bhakti upahuratam asnami prayetatmanah. One should endeavor to give it to Krishna from these 4, patram pushpam palam toyam, with devotion. Then Krishna eats it. A devotee is to offer to Krishna foodstuffs prepared from vegetables. If the Supreme Lord wanted foodstuffs prepared from animal food, the devotees could offer this, but Lord does not order to do that. He wanted only whenever he says Sarvabhutan Ranjana, one should be equal. Samah Sarveshu Bhuteshu Mad Bhaktim Labhate Param. And he says Atmavat Sarvabhuteshu. Again, Chanakya Prabhupada used to quote this Chanakya Pandita's quote, like, who is the intelligent person? He says that Matruvat Paradareshu, if someone's wife is like his mother, this is the Matruvat Paradareshu, Lostravat Paradravyeshu, others' money is like a stones. Others' wives are all his mothers. Okay, and then there he says that Atmavat Sarvabhuteshu, all living entities are just like himself, Atmavat. And then Yah Pasyati Sa Panditaha, whoever has got such kind of vision, he is the Pandita, learned person. Okay, so he follows all the instructions of the Lord, Panditaha. So he sees all other living entities just like himself. Atmanam sarvabhuteshu bhagvantam avasitam apasyat sarvabhutani bhagvatyapi cha atmani. Atmanam sarvabhuteshu. Again, all the living entities that are situated in the Lord. Lord is in his heart, and in such a way, the vision is going to the circle. It comes back to his heart. Atmanam sarvabhuteshu bhagvantam avasitam apasyat sarvabhutani bhagvatyapi cha atmani. So in such a way, he sees living entities in the Lord, and all the living entities, Lord is situated in the heart of all living entities as well. It goes like a circle coming back to himself. Lord is in his heart as well. That means all living entities are also like exactly himself. Okay, that's why one has to have equal vision. That this is Vidya Vinay Sampanye Brahmane Gavihastini Shuni Chaya Swapake Cha Panditaha Samadarshinaha. Inclusive of himself, he says Panditaha Samadarshinaha. So we have to commit violence. That is a natural law. But we should not, however, commit violence extravagantly, but only as much as ordered by the Lord. Only as much as ordered by the Lord. Arjuna engaged in the art of killing, and although killing is, of course, violence, he killed the enemy simply on Krishna's order. Because of Padastaputaha Padamapurasya, where by Arjuna's arrows, everyone are being purified when he is killing them. Padamapurasya, going back to the abode of the Lord, because in the presence of Krishna. Tata, it is Tataiva Chanye Naraloka Veera Yahava Pada Krishna Yahava Krishna Mukharavindam Netre Pibanto Nainabhiramam Padastaputaha Padamapurasya. So Krishna, Arjuna was using his arrows to kill opposite enemies, and they are being purified in the presence of Krishna. And they are very happily, Netre Pibanto Nainabhiramam, seeing the beautiful form of Krishna, they have left. Okay, in such a way. But here, Bhishma Dev, he wanted to see the four-handed form of the Lord in front. He prays. He wanted to see that. Krishna Lasat Pite, Krishna Lasat Pit, that four-handed form, he wanted to see that form. So Krishna was present. But here, those enemies in the battle, without desiring, Krishna is present there. Arjuna is purifying with his arrows. They are seeing his Krishna's beautiful face, and they are all gone back to Vaikuntha, Padamapurasya. So in the same way, if we commit violence as it is necessary by the order of the Lord, that is called na atihimsa, not very excessive violence. So we cannot avoid violence, for we are put into conditional life in which we have to commit violence, but we should not commit more violence than necessary or ordered by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay, it is very beautiful long purport, and so many reflections are there. So this is Nishevitena Animitena Swadharmena Mahiyasa Kriya Yogena Sistena Na Atihrimshena Nityashaha. In a regular way, day-to-day life, one should not commit excessive violence. Okay, there I stop, dear devotees. I request dear devotees, if you have got any questions or you wanted to share anything or anything to reflect from these purports or comment, kindly ask questions, kindly comment or reflect. Hare Krishna. Jai Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you for the wonderful class. I had one small question. You did say it's about offering flowers to the Lord. So before coming to Krishna consciousness, the way I was brought up was not to cut the flower because it hurts them, it gives them pain. So I never did. But now coming into Krishna consciousness, it's completely the opposite. So when we, even now, sometimes I hesitate. I so much hesitate to cut the flowers, but that's the way it is. So, but I know they feel the pain, but when we offer it, because that's what the Lord says, offer it.
Yes. So here, taking the flowers from the plant for the Chinomittam, Keshawadi Chinomittam, Varade Bhavashobhini. That is the prayer we do it for Tulsi Maharani. For the sake of Keshavadi, Chinomittam, I am taking the flowers. But here, taking flowers is not himsa. Even then, naturally, it is not himsa. But if we cut the branches or pluck out the tree unnecessarily, that becomes himsa. But taking the flowers for the devotional service, it is not himsa. Keshavadi Chinomitam.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. A very beautiful question. Any other reflections, questions?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Actually, I have a very kind of a silly question, I can say. Why is Vidura considered as a Shudra, Prabhuji? Because yes, mother is a Dasi, we know that. But
Yes.
father is Vyasadev himself.
Yes.
So why was he considered as a Sudra, Prabhuji?
because Ambika and Ambalika, Ambika and Ambalika, those are wives of Vichitravirya. Vichitravirya is the throne inheritor, so he was the king, and children begotten on those Ambika and Ambalika, they are the Dhritarashtra and Pandu. They are eligible to receive the throne. And whereas maidservant of Ambika, even though it is Vyasadeva, this is the Devarena Sutotpattim, begetting the child in the brother's wife. It was accepted in the previous yugas, not in the Kali Yuga. Devarena Sutotpattim. But there, that Sudrani is not the wife of brothers, his brother. That is, she is not the wife of Vichitravirya. That's why.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
I think some people nowadays also, some in the northern India, I think it used to follow. A brother may beget child in the brother's, his younger brother's wife, only for the child's sake. But I do not know practically if I have not come across, but I have heard them. Okay.
Prabhuji, following Gayatri Mataji's question, Vidura is also sometimes referred as, is it Kshatar or something like Kshatriya or something?
Kshattaha is it is not Kshatriya, but
Kshattaha.
Kshatta is Vidura. And also sometimes he is also addressed as a Veera and Kuru dynasty Bharata by Maitreya Rishi. He has used a number of ways addressing on the context that he has born in the Kuru lineage and the son of Vyasadeva likewise. According to context, he has used it.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Okay, any other questions, comments? Okay, if there are no questions or comments and reflections, then we shall conclude our session for tonight and see you next Friday.
Shall we say 3 Hari Bols to Prabhuji? Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol,
Hari
Bol.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
To all devotees.
Vanchat Patarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda ki Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Very nice class. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Wonderful session, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.